Hello everybody, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Bets Golden, and today I am so excited to be participating in a very special blog hop. Let me tell you what that is if you're not familiar with it already. The Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop is a celebration of card making, video tutorials, and mixed media artists created by a group of talented crafters of all different styles and levels. We are coming together over 5 days to give our viewers a chance to discover other amazing artists and card makers and help reach monetization goals. All you have to do is watch, like the video, consider subscribing, and click the link in the video description below to hop to the next video. Also, if you want to share the video, that would be amazing. Let yourself be inspired. Don't forget to comment because we have tons of prizes to give away. Please indicate if you are located in the USA or international so that prizes can be awarded appropriately, as some prizes, not all, have restrictions on them. Don't forget to check back every day this week since there are 5 theme days of video hops. You never know when you'll discover your next favorite YouTuber. Some of the channels are even offering prizes in addition to the ones that are going to be awarded overall. So make sure you get to all of the wonderful videos and meet these amazing, talented artists, teachers, and card makers. I'm going to be sharing with you today a mixed media project that is so much fun. I have been doing this now for a couple of years. Basically, it is like a steampunk box. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a box. I'm going to pull all of this aside for now. You're going to start with your base. It could be a box. It could be a canvas. It could be whatever you want to create on. I have done this on canvases, boxes, journal fronts, ATCs, regular cards. This is so across the board. It's awesome. Now, I happen to luck out and find a black box, but if you don't find a black box, all you need to do is just take your black gesso and gesso over the entire thing, and then that will have your surface primed and ready to go. Sorry, that's kind of loud. So I'm going to get my very dirty craft mat out, and we're going to get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take these pieces and I am just going to adhere them randomly all over the top of this box with some adhesive. Now, these pieces right here, actually I made with my Prima. It's a Prima clay, paper clay, and they're molds. So I created these. So much fun. If you're interested in how to create these, I do have a video down below, so make sure that you check it out. But before you do that, make sure you hop along through the blog hop and then come back. All right, so I'm going to put these down. I also have, by far, my very favorite pieces are these clay pieces, and they're actually spongy, by Lisa Cattell. And so I'm going to be putting these down. Now, what's cool about this is you can use broken pieces, things that are not quite right. It can all go on here, and it's going to be part of just a beautiful, beautiful masterpiece when you're done. Use your junk. Go through your garbage to find stuff. For example, this piece right here, I accidentally popped the tail off. I shut something on it and the tail came off. I've never had this happen before with Lisa Cattell pieces. It was totally my fault. So this is going to be perfect for this as well. So what you want to do is you just want to randomly place your flat pieces all over the box first with some good strong liquid adhesive. Want to make sure you use liquid so that it will hold up nicely. Okay, now from here, I'm going to start to add some more. Now, I'm going to show you a piece that was an oops. This is a piece that was sent to me in a bulk charm set, and as you can see, this is an oops. They have 2 butterfly charms that have been basically molded together. So I'm going to use that actually on this project. Now that I have my box done, and as you can see, I just took a whole bunch of basically extra things I had in my stash, my craft room. Some of them would be considered trash, and I put them on top of this box. So from here, what I'm going to do is I am going to use my art stones, mix it up with a little bit of black gesso, and fill in some of those empty spots with it. So these are by Prima as well. And I'm going to use this brush. First, I have to mix in my art stones. And what this is going to do is this is not only going to cover this in black, but it also is going to work as a nice adhesive to keep these art stones on my piece. Now from here, as you can see, it looks like a hot mess, and just so you know, it's going to look worse before it looks beautiful. I'm going to add a few more pieces on top of what I just laid down. And then I'm going to go ahead and just start to lay out my black gesso over all of it. I want all of it to be black. So you may want to go ahead and just let this set up. I'm probably going to do that. Let this set up, let the adhesive on it dry nice so that I can go right over it and not have it move everywhere as I do this next process, which is black gessoing over everything. I also am going to take this opportunity to fill in some more holes as I wait for this to set up and dry. Now, this is a total, like, you really don't know what you're going to get until you're done, which makes this process so beautiful and so fun. So it's building, 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 building. You're just adding, 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 adding. And once you get it, you know, to your satisfaction, or until you run out of stuff to throw at it, then you stop. So from here, I'm going to stop and let this dry and let it all, you know, cure together. And then we'll be back to throw on the rest of the black gesso and finally show you how to finish the piece. So this is not entirely dry, but dry enough to continue on black gessoing the top. Now, as I do this, some of these little textured art stones that I used may come off, and that's totally okay. I actually was very heavy-handed with it. My intention at this point is to go ahead and make sure that I cover the entire thing in black. I don't want to see any white anywhere, or silver, or metal, or any color other than black. So I'm going to make sure that I do a very thorough job just dabbing on this black gesso. The longest portion of this process is definitely waiting for your things to dry, waiting for your project to dry to move on into the next stages of it. And so that is what takes so long. Okay, so this is pretty much covered in the black gesso. I don't see any white spots, and if you noticed as I was going through and the little bits of the art stones that were falling off, I was just picking them up and shoving them into places that needed some more stability, or I couldn't get my brush in under to cover up the white. I would shove them in there because they will cover the white up just fine. So I know it may seem silly that you don't want any white showing anywhere, even on the underside, but depending on what kind of project this is and what kind of angles people are looking at it from, you really need to just make sure you have the entire thing covered in black. I'm going to let this set up and then I'll be back. So I got a little impatient with this and I went ahead and took a heat gun to it to set it. And just be aware that when you do that, it can be done, but the next step, just understand that there's just a dry skin over the top of it, and it's not necessarily drying all the spots. Like right there, I think is still wet. I can still see it's kind of shiny. So when you go ahead and dry brush over this, just be super careful. You want to use a light hand with this process and get your brush literally as dry, like where you think it's dry. So I'm going to be using the acrylic paint. This is by the Finnabair. It is metallic steampunk copper. This is the one I'm using. And I'm going to rub off the excess of it on the side until I'm literally not leaving hardly any color behind. Remember, like salt to a dish, you can always go back in and add more color, but you can't take it off. So I'm just going to go on through and lightly brush over the piece. And what this does is it brings out those beautiful, beautiful textures and things like that. That's what it looks like after you go over and dry brush it. Yours, of course, will look different depending on what you use on the top to adhere. This makes a beautiful gift box that looks like it took forever, and it's a masterpiece. So I'm going to be giving this to my friend who I'm staying with in New York for an upcoming event, and I'm going to put a little necklace in the box. So I hope she enjoys it. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Make sure that you click on that link. It's the first link I have provided in my description to hop on through to the next blog hop as our Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop. So make sure that you hop through and do that, and then come back and see me again. I would appreciate it if you subscribe, if you hit that little bell too, so it tells you when I have something new coming out so you don't miss out. Until next time, happy crafting.